Hello readers, I'm Ruben Hepplethwaite and welcome back to Keep Reading, your channel for great book recommendations to get you through the coronavirus lockdown. We're now well into week 6 of the lockdown. I know it's getting pretty tough, but there does look like there could be some light at the end of the tunnel and we could be getting some easing of the restrictions fairly soon. So hang on in there by keeping fit, by keeping healthy and being creative to find ways to look after your mental health. This week I'm wearing my festival straw trilby. Makes me feel like I'm at a music festival with my wife, going to see some great bands, maybe the Stereophonics, Radiohead or Mumford & Sons, and have a few beers from plastic cups. Hopefully we'll be able to do that again sometime soon. So, on to this week's recommendation. It's a book that I first read about 12 years ago. It's by one of my favourite authors, Malcom Gladwell. I would recommend any of his books, but they're all really thought-provoking. But this one is one that really resonated with me at the time of reading. It's called Blink. And as Malcom Gladwell says, it's the power of thinking without thinking. I find Malcom Gladwell's books particularly interesting as they often deal with the unexpected implications of research in the social sciences, and he makes frequent and extended use of academic work, particularly in the areas of sociology, psychology and social psychology. Blink is all about those moments when we know something without knowing why. Gladwell calls the main subject of the book thin slicing, and which he says is our ability to use limited information from a very narrow period of experience, to come to a conclusion. This idea suggests that trusting your instincts and making spontaneous decisions is often as good or even better than carefully planned or considered ones. To reinforce his ideas in the book, Gladwell draws from a wide range of fascinating stories, from science and medicine, fine art, sales and advertising, gambling, speed dating, tennis, military war games, movies, music, and more. Gladwell also uses many examples of regular people's experiences with thin slicing, including our instinctive ability to mind read, which is how we can know a person's emotions just by looking at his or her face. What I found particularly interesting in the book was Gladwell's take on what he calls the dark side of thin slicing. And this is how a person's ability to thin slice can be corrupted by their prejudices and stereotypes, even their unconscious ones. Malcom Gladwell is undoubtedly one of the world's most original thinkers, and this book, Blink, is compelling and very clever. When I first read the book all those years ago, it gave me some great ideas for my business, which proved to be very successful. So the book will always be very dear to my heart. So give it a go, and you might find that it has some important implications for your business and possibly also for your personal life. Malcom Gladwell also has a really good podcast if you're into that sort of thing. It's called Revisionist History, and it's where Gladwell and his team go back and reinterpret something from the past. It could be an event, a person or an idea. Often it's something misunderstood or overlooked. And as he puts it, because sometimes the past deserves a second chance. I've got a few books that have been recommended to me via comments on the channel. So a shout out to Carl Smith, who recommended a couple of books, Join Me by Danny Wallace and Killing Yourself to Live by Chuck Klosterman. And also a shout out to Reese Witherspoon, who recommended Untamed by Glennon Doyle. So give those a go. So that's another book recommendation done. Subscribe to the channel today for more book recommendations. Remember to hit the bell to turn on the notifications. Send your own recommendations in the comments section and I'll shout them out in the following post. I'll be back with another recommendation next Thursday and another hat. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, stay positive, and keep reading.